who's not here, um, who couldn't make it. I know it was short notice and it's after the break, and I know everyone is focusing on year end results, and that's why I wanted to invite you on today to go through the Assurity products. And I know they have a great program. I actually issued three of them in one family, and you helped me three accidental death plans in one family. So
Yeah.
with that, I know we have 1 hour and you have a lot to speak about. So I'll mute myself, and you can introduce yourself to the group. And as others join, they'll join. And I am recording for those who couldn't make it. And if you have questions during the presentation, y'all can put them, in the chat. If we have time at the end, we can unmute everyone, and then you can ask your questions live. All right. So with that, Christy, I'll give it to you.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks again, you guys, for joining us. And I hope you're staying a lot warmer than I am here in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's pretty chilly here, little snow falling every day. Not ready for this. But the one thing that I can do is I can help you get ready for new opportunities, to start working on for the remainder of this year into 2025 to set yourself up for success. So, but the first thing is, some of you may be like, I really haven't heard of Assurity. Can you tell me what is this company? There's no TV commercials. I don't see big ads. Like, who are they? So, Assurity is a small mutual company based in Lincoln, Nebraska. We are the merger of three mutual companies and have been in business for a little over 134 years. We are a LEED Gold certified building as well as certified B corporation, and why that's important is we really use our forces for good. So we support the communities that surrounds us, we support the communities that we work with, and we also do as many things we can to be green. So one cool thing you will see on that picture there, that is the office that I'm in today. And you can see on the far right side how that the side kind of comes out. We actually have green roofs that even capture rainwater here to be environmentally friendly. So we do everything we can to support the planet, and again support those that we work with every day. So again, we've been around for a little over 134 years, and we only have plans to keep going from there. No plans on leaving this industry at all. So, what does the surety have to offer? And, why did Charles want you to join us today? What do we want to talk about? And so, what I really want to look at is opportunities in today's market. We really have seen the insurance community shift over especially these last 4 or 5 years. We see new opportunities, we see new needs from consumers, we see new solutions available. So where does the surety really fit in that for opportunities? And how can you utilize some of our portfolio to help grow your book of business, not replace what you've already done? That's one thing that I am really passionate about here is I never want to be the one to steal business that you're already doing. My job is to help you to grow your business. So we think about opportunities as we kind of do a quick overview of what we have available. Go ahead and jot down some clients that may fit in with some of the markets that we're talking about, or some ideas or things that we can chat about too. Once I've finished going through the presentation and showing you guys, a few of the features that we have available. So first, I want to do just a very rough overview of our life insurance portfolio. Now, if you only sell in the state of New York, I will tell you this slide does not apply to you. We currently do not have any life insurance plans that are available in the state of New York. But for those that may write outside of the states, I know there's a lot of agent presence that Charles works with, down there near New York City, which isn't too far from New Jersey. So if you do cross state borders, we do have all of our life products available in New Jersey and surrounding states. The big sellers that we currently have, first would be our term product. As you can see on the screen, we have 4 different options for the term period. But the thing where you're really going to see a Surety's product come into play is on the 20 and the 30 year, because we can do a return of premium rider. Now, where does that fit in the markets? Really fits where those clients, that are looking for mortgage protection. That ROP is a good way to kind of pay off that remaining mortgage at the end of 30 years because we know most of those consumers either have taken out a home equity loan or, 5, 10 years into ownership of the first place, they have upgraded to a new house. So we have another 10 years of mortgage to pay off. That ROP really does help with those. Also, for clients that are looking for coverage, like for a business loan, it's really nice that they can do the ROP and make sure they're getting those premiums back at the end. And third, for that client you have that is very optimistic, especially those younger markets that they don't need the insurance, they're if they're young, it's a good way to kind of lock in a product for them that they do have conversion options if something health wise were to happen. But also, if they do never use it in the term plan, they get the money back, and that'll help them, 20, 30 years down the road. Our single premium product, again, since we're a mutual company, the ability for dividends, we've seen a lot of agents really look at some of the traditional sources for savings. So we do see our single premium used quite a bit there just for that consistent solid way to invest some money. The nice thing is if they dump in money, almost overnight there, the a death benefit is something were to happen, that money close to doubles. And instead of putting money, in an annuity, if it's money they're looking to pass on, let's go ahead and take that money and make best use of it to grow it. But also then the client still has access to it if they do have a need. They can take a loan or withdraw from a policy. Our whole life policy, similar to the single premium, does have the ability to gain dividends every year. Depending on the client's age, we do have accelerated underwriting, so potential for instant decisions. Even for the older clientele, we can go up to 99,000 without needing a paramed and lab. So we're really starting to see some of those situations where we might have a client that's looking for a final expense. However, they're fairly healthy. Instead of putting them into one of those final expense products where the rates, has a built-in rating in it for the clients. Those policies frequently do get replaced. But if we can sell them a traditional life plan that, may take a day or two longer just to get through underwriting, but still getting through without the medicals, which is one of the big pushes on that final expense, not having to do those things. We're able to secure a lower premium, more likely to keep that business on the books than a final expense plan. We know a lot of those move every 1 to 3 years, based on new rates that are available. Lastly, we do have a current assumption UL plan available. We do see this plan used a lot, especially in the younger markets, as well as conversion options from our term product. So just a brief overview of what we have there. So there's some solutions there if you do sell outside of New York. And I'm more than happy to help you, dig in a little more information wise, if you do have further questions there. Next, I want to hit on our disability portfolio. Now, this is one thing that Assurity is really known of throughout the industry is our disability portfolio. So we do have 4 products, and we're the only company out there that really does have 4 solutions that I guarantee you will fit your clientele that you're working with. First, we have our income protection plan. Now, this one you'll see is starred along with the business overhead, that last product. Those are currently not available in the state of New York, but we are working on getting these products there. But just know that short-term protection, it's an individual plan. So traditionally, you only see income protection or a short-term DI plan available in like the workplace. So this is out there for individuals. So think of small business owners. They're a really good fit for this product. And we can offer based on income up to $1,000 on a weekly basis for them. So a great opportunity for them to get disability coverage on a short-term basis, which they never have before. Our Century Plus, that is our flagship DI plan. We will be rolling out a new product, towards the end of second quarter, maybe beginning of third quarter this next year, with some extra benefits on it. But this plan offers benefits starting as short as a 30-day wait up to age 67. Um, we do write business in every market, so everything from doctors, dentists, to police officers. We do see a lot of especially in the blue collar markets, just because other carriers won't cover them. But I think about, the person that comes out and worked on, did a furnace check for you this year or a plumber. We do have a good market for them as well, where we can offer them some business owner upgrades for the owners for a better occupation class, as well as a boost in the benefits that they're eligible for. So we do see a lot of movement in our product in that blue collar market, but a majority of our business, still about 60%, does come from white collar. So again, I think about people like us, insurance agents, think about those that work in an office type environment, physicians. We do write a lot of nurses and PAs, CNAs. So anyone in that doctor's office, they're a really great fit for disability with our product. Now, one thing I do run into with disability is we always have a client, right, who has some health conditions, and we'd love to do something for them. The great news is we can do that with our graded benefit DI plan. So this is a disability plan that is designed for higher risk clientele. So I think about some of the big ones we see a lot of. That client you have in your book of business that's a type 1 diabetic. They've always been told, like, it's difficult for them to get any type of insurance, right? We even know on the life insurance side, they're usually going to be highly rated based on how long they've had it, what kind of medicines that they're on, what their height and weight is, and any other health conditions. So the nice thing is, even for that type 1 diabetic that may be a little bit short for their build, we're still able to offer a great benefit plan. Now, how that works is if they were to become disabled due to a health issue, the first year that they own the plan, it would pay 35% of the benefit. The second year, 70% of the benefit. And once they've hit that third year policy anniversary, the benefits do pay at 100%. Now, if it's a situation where the client becomes disabled due to an accident, it does pay 100% benefits day one. The last DI plan is our business overhead. This is a reimbursement plan for a business owner that potentially could replace anything that the business has as an expense except for their own personal salary, since that's covered by a traditional disability plan. So I think about rent, mortgage payments, salaries of employees, utilities, business insurance, marketing budgets, etc. All of those things have the potential to be covered by a business overhead plan. So the good news is we have solutions for individuals that, may be self-employed, small business owners, individuals that do work as W-2 employees and maybe have some benefits through their company, but not complete. We always can work with all those too, existing insurance to be able to offer something over what the client already has. So if you do have any clients that are looking for disability, I definitely encourage you to take a look at us. And the last thing I'll say about disability, I love using the words disability insurance with you as an agent, but for your clients, I prefer if you talk about income protection. Traditionally, if we use the words disability insurance with our clients, they never see that happening to them, or they think about the blue and white sign at the grocery store. But if we talk about income insurance, income replacement, those are things that we do um, see as a benefit for those clients. So they understand the need to replace their income. So I do see we have one question about disability insurance. We do cover city, state, government employees, including police officers, firefighters, EMTs. We can do them. We do offer a limited benefit just because they do get benefits in their pension plans. But if you do have a client in particular, I'd be more than happy if you want to share that information with Charles. More than happy to work with you on getting you a quote and kind of going through and explaining what that looks like for that type of occupation, being a city, state, county, or government worker. So next, I want to hit on our critical illness plan. So one of the things we have all heard about in this industry, alongside life insurance, are accelerated benefits. Also, this time of year, we hear a lot about health insurance sales, correct? And so, what we're able to do here is offer a critical illness plan that is outside of a life insurance plan and outside of a health insurance plan. That if your client is diagnosed with one of the covered conditions, we will pay a benefit. Now, I'm going to say that again: when they are diagnosed, we will pay a benefit. So our plan pays on diagnosis, not on actual treatments. So we all know someone who's been diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, or stroke. We don't look at severity of the illness, or how bad the heart attack was. We look at that they actually had a diagnosis. That's a lot different than a lot of other accelerated benefits that are attached to life insurance. It's also different than a lot of critical illness type of benefits that are attached to health insurance plans. A lot of times, those are set up specifically based on treatments that were taken and not necessarily on diagnosis. Some other spots where we see this product be a good fit is for those looking to kind of supplement retirement or have a backstop with a long-term care policy. So someone that already has those insurances in place and is looking something that, kind of cover a waiting period or cover that time for retirement. And as I mentioned, the health insurance is a great fit as well. So how does this plan work? Well, depending on the state, so all states will cover 17. New York is very specific. The plan is actually called specified disease, and we have five cover conditions: heart attack, stroke, cancer, non-invasive and invasive, and then advanced Alzheimer's. Those are the five conditions that are covered. In the state of New York, we can offer benefits starting at $5,000 up to $500,000, and the policy is not a one and done. So if your client does have a claim, let's say they had a heart attack, as long as they continue paying the premiums of the policy, they can keep the policy in force. And then fast forward 10 years on the road, they're diagnosed with cancer, we would pay another benefit. We also do have a reoccurrence rider available in the plan. So in a worst case scenario, a client that does have a cancer diagnosis, I always think of breast cancer as one that a lot of people have heard of, where someone may have had it and then 10 years later it mysteriously appears again. We do have a reoccurrence rider that would pay on that condition a second time as well. So our plan is a little more comprehensive on benefits, specifically on diagnosis, not on severity of the situation or treatment options that are happening. Um, so definitely something that we've seen a lot of success with. It pairs well with life insurance just because a lot of the things that used to kill us, now medical sciences have made that much better. But we may still have some setbacks that we have to deal with. So it fits really well there. Again, it fits well alongside medical insurance, long-term care insurance. I also really do like it alongside a disability plan, because just thinking of that heart attack, for example, for what we would call like a regular or traditional type of heart attack, someone is out of the hospital within 5 days, usually in a cardiac rehab program in 3 weeks, and usually cleared to go back to work within a month. So they may not miss enough time from work to qualify for a disability policy, but this plan would come and kick in there. So if I needed to take a little more time off from work to recover, reevaluate, maybe even what I do for my occupation, this plan will give me some time, based on that benefit to make those decisions that are right for me. So it's a great plan to have. I personally have it. I think it's something just a great plan to have because none of us know, what is in our medical future. The next plan that we have available that we've seen a lot of success with is our accidental death and dismemberment. Now, all states, it is called accidental death and dismemberment. In New York, currently, it is called AxiFlex. But after the first of the year, we will be upgrading that plan to the accidental death and dismemberment as well. So, what this plan does is we can issue it up to clients up to age 70. The coverage does last up to age 80, and it offers benefits starting at 50,000 up to $350,000, and it is an accidental death and dismemberment plan. We see fits here for clients that maybe have looked for traditional life insurance, have been declined, those that have been highly rated, where we can maybe do a lower benefit on the life insurance and offer 350,000 of accidental death only to get them closer to that dollar amount they want at a premium that more fits in their desired budget. Also, as I mentioned with disability insurance, if we do have declines, sometimes they are declined across the board, even for a graded benefit. We do have a disability, an accident only disability rider on this plan that offers benefits based on income up to $3,000 on a monthly basis. And the great thing about this plan is it's very simplified. There's no health questions. The only questions we're really asking for underwriting purposes is in regards to existing insurance that they may already have, um, existing disability insurance, and then if they do choose that disability rider, of course, we have to make sure that their income and occupation, meets the qualifications for the product. But this product, if you would do an application this morning, we'd already have a policy electronically sent to your client by now through their email. So it's a very quick turnaround product, a very easy way to get some insurance enforced very quickly for your clients. And for those of you that were on earlier, you would have heard Charles say we got 3 of these issued for him really quick this week. Next plan available. This is one that's still pending, so not available in New York right now. But in other states, we have a true accident insurance plan available for individuals. Again, this is a plan some of your clients may have heard of through a workplace type of benefit. Um, what makes this different and where does it really fit? The great news is, again, that small business market, this is going to be a great fit because most cases they don't have access to something like this through a workplace benefit. Second, it's a really good addition to any other insurance plan. And the other thing I really look at this plan for is it is a built-in lead generator for yourself. Now, how does that work and where does that fit? This is a guaranteed issue product. So if you do approach a client, as long as they're fitting in the age band for the product, 0 to age 70, we can offer coverage for them. It has 3 different plans. I always think of that good, better, best, so kind of that basic, advantage, or complete. So 3 levels, and you can buy a plan on an individual and a spouse or a family. And the nice thing is we can do juvenile plans. So if you have a child, we can actually do a plan specifically for that child. Now, where does this come in? Because one thing I said was like a lead generator. One of the benefits that we have on this plan, we do have a category for organized sports. So I think about those in your current book of business, friends or family, maybe yourself, that has a child that plays a sport. Right now, I think about basketball, indoor soccer, dance, cheerleading, gymnastics, swimming and diving, basketball, um, these type of sports that maybe they do through a club, through their school, or through like a program like through the YMCA. If the client does have an accident that requires them to go urgent care, go to the ER, it pays benefits based on services rendered. So let's just say we have a client, let's say we have a high school student plays basketball. They end up falling in a game and tearing their ACL and MCL. They're probably going to the ER. They're going to have surgery. They're going to need an appliance, so crutches for recovery. They're going to have some rehabilitation. They're going to have doctor follow-ups. So there's the capabilities of getting benefits and all of those types of services. But we also have something on there for organized sports. It pays 25% of all benefits received up to a max of $1,000. That will pay in addition to benefits received for ER visit, surgery, etc. Now, where this comes in and looks like a lead for you is if you get in with one of your current clients, friends, or family members on a child that does play an organized sport, it's very easy to ask, would any other parents on your son's team want to purchase this as well? I guarantee you it's one of the easiest products to get additional parent information. The price would be the exact same, ages 0 to 17. So they can share, you can share with John and Jane Doe. The price would be $8, for their son or daughter. Um, this is what it would be. And if something were to happen, they'd be covered. It's a very easy way to grow your book of business. And then it gives you a great opportunity to go back later on with other products because now you have their trust as you've protected, done an insurance plan on someone in their family. And especially when it's their children, they're more likely to trust you on future questions they may have on insurance or doing an insurance review to see if they have any gaps in their coverage. So, kind of to leave things today, I want to talk about, I always like talking about action steps and what's next. Like, what can we do today? So we talked a rough overview of a lot of different products, a lot of different avenues that may work for you to add something on to grow your business. And so, what I really like to do is look at, what can we do? And the biggest thing is looking at if you're contracted with us, the types of resources that you have available. And those would be, starting with our website, having access to product materials. So um, if any of the products that we talked about today kind of tripped your trigger, once you're signed up with us, you have access to our website, which is just assurelink.assurity.com. Um, this you'll sign up, and this will be a place where you can go and see pending policies. You can get information on your existing policies. You can run quotes and also take applications. So through our product center, let's say, um, since I know we talked about this a little bit with like the ability to quote a police officer, we can come out here to the Century Plus product. We can get more information on the product or underwriting. We also can look at state approvals, compliance, if we want to check something specific on our writer. Quick quotes and illustrations. We do have quick quotes available. That way, if I just want to know based on income what this person would be eligible for. You also have access to our life portrait system, which is the full disability quote system. Applications and forms. We do sell our Century Plus through our e-application platform. We use a pipeline. For this, we also have a quick start platform that we've developed internally that you could use as well, and I'll show you where that's at. Or if we want to get some marketing materials specifically on disability, we can come to the Blue Triangle or through the Product Center to get information. So, pre-qualification questions, other brochures for you as an agent, or things for the consumer as well, you'll have access to. Now, for me, if I have the opportunity with the clients, like where can I go to get that information as quick as possible? I can come right up here once I'm signed on to Quick Links and go right into the e-application that's right here at the top of the screen. Life Portraits Illustrations is going to be the sixth option down to get in to be able to do that quote. So you'll have access to those. If you want a paper application, those will be down here as well. So lots of things available on the website. Um, and once you're set up with us and have a policy, like I'm more than happy to kind of go over this My Business tab with you as well and show you some of the features and things that you can see there. But let's just say we're going to come out and do a quote for a cop. So just since we're having that discussion, let's do a New York police officer. I'm just going to leave this one at, we'll do age 40. I'm going to change it here to New York. And I'm going to hit return. So I come back to our main screen, hit the search button. So this one will pop up here as a client. And I'm going to just do a new basic illustration. I always like putting my cover page on first because I always think it's better when a client has a sheet that looks personalized. Occupation wise, a police officer, firefighter, EMT, they are going to be a 1A occupation. And let's just say this person, we're making $120,000 a year. So we know they're making $10,000 on a monthly basis. And we know they're, let's say they're a state employee. I can come here to benefit calculation, and this is going to let me know we can offer $2,000 in addition to what they already received through their pension plans. So I can offer benefits for 1 year, 2 year, or 5 years. Rider wise, I can offer our catastrophic rider. This is a way to extend the benefit period in the event of a catastrophic disability. That would be something that makes it the client unable to do at least 2 of their ADLs. So we can continue that to age 65. Also, we have a retroactive injury benefit rider in New York. I like this one too. If someone does become disabled due to an accident, this will go back once they meet their elimination period and reimburse that base benefit. So this situation, since our benefit was $2,000, I'm quoting here a 90-day wait. So once the client hits the 90 days, once they receive their first benefit check for us, which those come at the end of the month, they'd get their first check for $2,000. They also would receive a second check for $6,000, which would be that base benefit amount for the months of the elimination. Again, that's in the situation um, if the client becomes disabled due to an accident. So I can come up here now to preview to take a look. Oops, I didn't keep my benefit there. $2,000. So if I preview there, it's going to give me a nice illustration with a cover page with my client's information on it. A little overview here so we can see $2,000 for 5 years for a police officer is going to cost $93.55 a month. We can see adding those riders, that catastrophic rider that would continue benefits, it's going to cost an extra $2 a month. That retroactive is going to cost an additional $5 a month, but well worth it, especially for that occupation. Now, the nice thing is you also can come out and quote this on info.assurity.com/my-quote. And I'll make sure Charles has all of these addresses to share with you as well. But here I can come out and quote that Century Plus here as well. Oh, you know what? The product is available in New York, but this quoter is only available in all other states in New York just because of some of the requirements the state has for us. So let's just say we have a cop in New York that you've already sold, and now we're looking at one in New Jersey, good friend of theirs. So let's just say our date of birth. Okay, same thing. Looking at
Christy,
occupation. Yep.
Christy, are the rates similar? Are the rates the same?
They're not the
New
same
York
just
and New
because
Jersey?
there's a few differences in New York. New York product is a teeny different, so the rates aren't exactly the same, but they're going to be within pennies. So here we can see this one quote's a little different. I have to go in and customize it and go through, that they are a state employee here. That'll update my benefits here. This one, yeah, it's not doing it correctly for me, but let's say we have $2,000 here. We can see our benefits. We're at 105 in other states. So New York has a few extra things there, but like I said, it'll be pennies differences based on what they offer. But a quick way to get a quote. The nice thing is you don't have to log onto the website to get this. So again, the quick quoter website, info.assurity.com/my-quote. So we have that available.
I put it in the chat. So, so we have a client. So we're in New York, and if we use the New Jersey, we can at least get an idea of how much
Yeah.
it's going to cost, and
Yep.
it's within
Or,
pennies,
and
right?
I would say for other agents, I know that have relationships across the country with police officers, firefighters, etc. They'll run, like, go back to this regular software and run a quote for, a 25, a 35, 45, 55, and then at least you can give a range of price, price for you, Charles, you're a firefighter. Um, since your age is here, your price is going to be between $20 and $30. Let's just say, just as an example. So I do see that happen quite a bit too, in 10-year or 5-year increments. Just that way they have something in general they can use to start with and then come back with a more specific quote later. Now, the other thing for New York specific, just since New York is a little different, for the products that we do have available, we have a website specifically for New York too. So that's just assurity.com/assurity-New York. This will go over the specified disease, so that critical illness plan, the 2 disability products, Century Plus and the Greater Benefit, and the AxiFlex plan, which again, that'll be replaced here at the end of the year with the AD&D plan. So benefits are going to look the same. It's just the disability rider and the ages will be a little different after the first of the year in New York for this plan. Now, one thing I know I get a lot of questions on is, I'm really interested in selling more of that income protection plan, but starting a conversation, dealing with objections, those are things that are really foreign to me. We do have another website here, info.assurity.com/sell more DI. This will give you all sorts of products and tools and things that you can use. So you can see here, consumer tools. We have consumer brochures available that you can download. We have consumer videos. Um, we also do have emails, phone scripts, and things that you can use to help in that discussion. So I'm getting ready to have a meeting. I want to make sure I'm kind of hitting on the right things. I want to make sure, I'm looking at how I handle, um, you know, having that conversation or dealing with objections. All of these things will be a great help for you in that sale. So definitely encourage you to take a look there. Underwriting tips as well. So just a quick run through of benefits that are available. This still does have to get updated a little bit here because we did just recently increase that. But kind of give you just an overview of what's available, a little overview of the products as well. So we'll have all that available out here too. Small business owner advantages, etc. You'll have access to that information as well. So lots of things available for you guys out here as well. So I definitely encourage you, take a look at this, use some of the statistics, use some of the materials to help to get you to make some good sales. If you're looking for clients, options that are good, we do have some specific information for nurses, contractors, physical therapists, real estate, freelance workers, etc., that you can use too on the site. So if you're looking for a market to target, we like to be able to give you some of that information to help you out as well. So with that, I just went over a ton of things in about 45 minutes and just wanted to see, kind of from there, any questions that you guys may have.
Yes, Arania has a question.
I am
Okay.
so excited about these products. I'm going to tell you that I work a lot with these type of products, and by far, hands down, this is the best that I've heard.
Oh, great.
So I'm very happy. I'm going to pivot a lot of my business now in this direction. My question is, my head is all over the place, but what I would like to know is, do you offer payroll deduction? Do you deal with large groups? Is that something that is on the table? Like, how would that work? Like, if I found a company who's like, yeah, we wanted, do you offer group rates, discounted rates for, let's say 10 or more lives in this particular occupation?
Great. So we have a worksite division. I will say they don't currently operate in New York.
Mhm.
But we do have the capabilities of doing a list bill in every state. So we will have like some small companies, especially a small business, yeah, that may have 10, 15 employees, where we will, have use one person there, list bill for billing on all the policies. Um, I will say when it comes to disability, what I recommend if you do have a group that is interested in a list bill, even if the company wants to pay for it, if that's the case, I would have them actually add that onto the employee's salary and then the have the premium deducted out of their paychecks. Just that way benefits aren't taxed later on. But we've set that up many times with many groups where we're able to do that, and we'll just send a bill over to ABC company, and then here's a breakdown. Jane Doe's policy costs this much a month. John Doe's costs us this much a month. So we'll give them each month a statement that'll break that down for them as well. When it comes to discounts, our worksite side, depending on size of groups and obviously location, they can do simplified or guaranteed issue type of sales based on the industries and the group sizes. On the individual side that I work on, we can do discounts in all states except for Pennsylvania, Ohio, and New York. On the Century Plus plan, we'll do a 15% discount. And on the BOE plans, we can do a 5% discount as long as we have 3 or more. But nothing in New York. New York doesn't like that.
Doesn't like anything, right? So unfortunately, but so like let's say for instance, I have a connection with, let's say, health and hospitals. Being that you said you deal with nurses and you deal with doctors and let's say that industry, that occupation. If I have a connection with health and hospital and I present this to them and they say, "Oh, we love it. We would love to bring you on and do a payroll deduction for whoever's interested." In all health and hospitals. Is that something that we have the capability of handling? Can we
Yeah,
do that?
definitely. Definitely. So the first things I would, to kind of prep you for that, I would say that's where I'd want to set up a time with you, just to take 15 minutes to talk about the group, talk about locations, and some of the things that that way when you do have that meeting, we can help prep you for some of the questions they may come back with as well, just to make sure you're good to go. Um, and then that way we can kind of go over any potential solutions product wise that you would have in your arsenal to offer them and just make sure that you're good to go on those as well. So I'm more than happy, you, Charles, and I could set something up, if you do have any of those opportunities you think that you'd be able to run with, where we can kind of dig in a little bit more just to see where it falls, where it could fit with us here. If there is an opportunity on the work side, outside of New York too, like discussing those as well. I kind of do a lot of first hits on that for our worksite team as well, so we can kind of see where stuff would fall and what we could offer. Just that way, when you go in there, you're prepped with the best solutions. You're prepped with things that we've got other, feedback from other agents that have done what you're doing in another state. We're able to just get you more information and prep you for objections and things that'll come up in conversation.
Okay, and I'm assuming that we can also, like, let's say, for instance, Charles and I are the opener of the group. We can have enrollers come in. So if Charles's team says, we want to take part in health and hospitals, they would come in as enrollers, or they wouldn't, no one else would be able to access this group because it's a group that only we opened.
Um, so that's probably where we'd have to dig in a little bit more about what you're offering and what you're doing. We can't,
Mhm.
I mean, even though everyone tells you like I could lock something down or I couldn't lock something down, if let's just say Charles works there and I'm his neighbor, I sell insurance. I could go sell him a policy regardless of what's locked in at a hospital or any other place, right? So, so we don't do that specifically, just because every consumer has a right to buy what they want when they want from whoever they want.
Mm.
But when it comes to like if you have an opportunity where you have an agreement, we would have to work on what that solution looks like for you guys to best handle it. Um, but usually in that situation, that company is not looking to go outside of working with you at that point either. So, but those are some of those details we could kind of work back through too.
Okay.
Hey, Christy, can you go through that DI underwriting? I know you flipped through it, but can you pull that page up? And I mean, it's a great product, but how do we get it issued? Do they want income docs, medical records, blood urine? Like, can you go through the underwriting requirements for the DI
Yeah.
product?
Oh, of course, of course. Hold on here 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to pull up the guide here just to kind of show you the full spectrum here. So I mentioned with the business owner upgrades too, so we can change occupation classes or do more benefits. As long as they have 10% ownership, have been self-employed for 2 years, and are netting at least $30,000. So if you have clients that fit in there, we always can look to upgrade as well. But the basics here of income wise that we're looking at. Oh, excuse me. Hold on here. Here we go. So the minimum that we can offer a disability policy on is 14.4. So just to start with, obviously there's no maximum. And then for different requirements, bear with me here. The other thing we also look at is, and I know you guys don't have a lot of this, and we'll say around the city necessarily in New York, but I know especially out in Western New York, there's a lot of farms. We will offer policies based on farms as well. So it could be herd size or acre size. So keep that in mind. A lot of farmers don't think that they're eligible for any type of disability insurance. So it's a great opportunity because that secondary sale, we know farmers are always looking for something, some place to move their money. And let me see where you know what? My screens are all messed up right now. Hold on here. Let's just come back here. Um, depending on age of the client, non-medical, we can issue up to $6,000 for clients up to age 55 without needing a paramed or labs. 56 to 60 will go up to 4,500. I will tell you the only time I have seen us request a paramed or lab works outside of this is if our background check gives us some really mixed up answers and we need to get some clarification. Or let's just say you have a client that is 56 years old. We're only looking for 2,500, but they haven't seen a doctor in a decade. Traditionally there, we would come back and ask for something because if we have someone above age 50 that hasn't seen a doctor in that long, that throws up a red flag for us. When it comes to income documentation, um, for W-2 employees, as long as it's $6,000 or less, we will not need any type of income documentation. For self-employed, for once they're above $4,000, we would need to get the previous year tax documents just to confirm what that income looks like. So it's pretty easy for most clients to get a disability policy that are on the, I'll say, 150, 200,000 of income and under. Most of those policies can fly right through underwriting and not need any type of medicals and not need any type of income docs. I will say with the background checks that we run and the claims data that we're able to obtain, we're able to really do a good quick underwriting on the clients right away. If we do have something that gives us a, kind of a mixed answer. So one thing that does happen, you have a client that's taking a medicine for asthma, let's just say, but in the past it's been known as something for lung cancer. We may want to order a phone interview to confirm that. And that's just because, the great thing is medical advances. We're seeing more drugs that, have many different uses, and we just need to get confirmation. Now, the good news is our phone interview team, they're in-house. They're actually right below me where I'm at right now in the building. So if they do have a phone interview, the questions are going to be very specific to the client. It's not generic questions. It's going to be very specific on exactly what we are needing to that way we're avoiding having to go back to the client again or come back to you as the agent and ask more information. So we get as specific as possible whenever we do a phone interview.
So the phone interview is optional, you're saying, or as
It's
needed, or
possible, yeah, just as needed. So if a client has, again, there's something questionable in the background check, we need to verify. Someone was on pain meds for 2 months. We may just want to confirm, oh, that was because they had surgery. They had knee surgery. They were on some pain meds. Okay. We just need to get confirmation, of thing, whatever it is, and then we're good to go. So some things are very quick that way. Sometimes we may need to develop some information and we try to do that with the client directly. That way we can, make an underwriting decision. So we'll try to do that as well, versus like putting out a correspondence. Can you tell us, does Charles really like apples and bananas for snacks? Well, like we're it's easier for us to call you and say, do you really like apples and bananas? Or do you prefer oranges? It's easier for us to contact you directly to get those answers versus having the agent go to you, come back where we may have like a follow-up question with you. We're able to get all of that right away then.
and what about? I know you said no income documents, but what about like a new business owner, like a new corporation that just formed?
If it's a new business, so let's just say it's a carpenter. They just started their new business in August, so they've been in business for 4 months. If before that they were a carpenter working for someone else, that'll be no problem. We'll just go based off of their previous earnings to determine what they're eligible for. But now, if I was an insurance agent and I've gone and started my own business as a carpenter, we would have to wait till we had 1 full year of business to be able to offer. And that's just because it's a change of occupation. It's a flip of a coin. We don't know if it's heads or tails, if it's going to succeed or not. Or someone that's been in the industry, that they're working in self-employed now, usually they have a pretty good idea if that's going to last.
Can I ask, this is the underwriting, what goes on with underwriting. Did you explain what goes on with claims? What is the process for claims now? When
So,
someone gets approved, they have a claim, what do they do now?
so if they have a claim, oops, why did that go to that address? Let's just go. So they either could call in to our claims area or come out just to our website. And we have a customer center here. And they could either log on if they've created an account, or if they need help with making a claim, we have this available here. Make a disability claim. Let's just say they get something warm right now, so we'll think Arizona. They can download that claim package and they'd complete the forms, send those over to us. And then our team in the claims area would start that process.
So
So
now, who fills out the claim form? They fill it out? Does the employer fill it out?
Um, nope, because it doesn't necessarily have to deal with their employer. It's based on the doctor. So it'd be the client themselves or a family member, depending on the situation, would fill out the claimant statement. So that would be just information, what happened. Here's the job that you were in. And then there is a form we give them for the physician to get to the doctor to fill out, which the doctor is just saying, yes, Christy Magorian did this and is unable to work. So they'll fill that and the doctor will send that back over to us. And once we get that information in, then the claims area, would go through their process of just confirming everything, and going from there.
Okay. Do you have any like booklet or pamphlet of knockouts, conditions, health conditions that if they have this condition, it's an automatic decline?
Yeah, so we have on their website, we have an impairment guide out here, and this will
Mhm.
go over some of the basic conditions, kind of what we're looking for here, if it's postponed, rated up.
What about for
Um,
the greater benefit? This applies for the greater
yep.
benefit
So
as well.
this is in general for the traditional DI. For the graded benefits,
So there's 2 underwriting manuals.
well, this one is actually in the product guide. Hold on here. Like maybe.
And this is the last point because then we have to wrap it up.
You know what? Actually, they just moved this. Sorry about that. If I'm in the underwriting guide,
Probably have another call regarding underwriting. I'm telling you,
yeah.
it looks intense.
So we have in here, I mean, a lot of that stuff is exactly the same, but we'll have down here at the bottom. So here's conditions that we can consider for coverage for the graded benefit. And then on the next page, it's conditions that are not considered. Now, I would always say, again, since there's changes in medical stuff on a daily basis, if you have a client who has pancreatitis, let's just say, now it's not chronic, but we know they've had 4 episodes this year. Those are things I would encourage you to reach out to us, reach out to our team, and let us run it past an underwriter specifically, because what chronic means from a medical standpoint to actual like circumstances that have came up in one given year could look a little different. So I always encourage you, even if you have someone that has something on this list, to give us a call.
And it's interesting that I see autism. I'm just wondering what that was.
As a knockout, I think this is great because in our community, Christy, the 2 biggest illnesses that affect our community, and I'm talking about the Black community, is diabetes and hypertension, and I don't see those as a knockout question.
Yeah.
There it is. I
Asthma.
spoke to
Well, no,
some.
these are considered for coverage. So these are ones we
Oh, it's
can,
considered for coverage.
yeah.
Wow. Most
Yep.
carries, that's a knockout, automatic diabetes.
Yep.
Once you say diabetes, that's it. So they can get
Yep.
a disability policy with diabetes. That's great. And
Yep.
hypertension is not a knockout as well.
Now,
Awesome.
if you have a client that has everything in this first column here, they're probably not going to get it because that's a lot of stuff. But if it's, 1 or 2 of them, that's not as bad. But if they, once you start adding on and they have 4 or 5 of these, that does become a little more of a higher risk, obviously. Individual consideration from the underwriter.
Wow,
And let's
Christy,
say heart
thank
attack,
you.
it's within the last 5 years or 10 years?
So it really, what we're looking at the heart attacks, it's really going to depend on when they had it. We're going to look at what is their height and weight. We're going to look at if they had other health conditions in the past. Do they currently have stents? Do they have a heart attack and they've actually had a bypass? So we're going to ask a lot of questions. If it's a basic heart attack where, like I said earlier, in and out of the hospital in 5 days, we're not going to have any issues there at all. But for someone that's had 3 heart attacks, we're more than likely, going to be a little more reserved on underwriting that.
Great. Well, I have to run now. Christy, thank you so much. I learned a lot. I didn't even
Me
know about the
too.
graded benefit
Well,
DI.
there you
That's
go.
unheard of, and I had no idea you had that that product. And so I know I could look through my book of business, and then with diabetes,
Oh yeah.
I could look through my book of business, and I have some clients that would turn down that we can actually present to Assurity and possibly get these cases approved, right?
Yep.
So yeah,
100%.
so thank you so much. Thanks for letting us record. I know some people that wanted to be on the call couldn't, and I will forward it out to them. All right. So thank you, and
Perfect.
I definitely want to do another call beginning of the year and go more into that underwriting and more into
Okay.
the focus on the DI, because I sell the accidental death all the time, but this DI is definitely worth looking at for
Oh
sure.
yeah. 100%. 100%.
All right. Thank
Sounds
you
good.
so much. Have a great day, everyone.
You
Take
too.
care.
Thank you
Thank you so
guys.
much. Okay. Bye bye.